Anyone focused on coming up with content ideas is misunderstanding how content actually works and how it scales a business, any business. Content doesn't fail because of creativity. It fails because most people don't have a clear system for deciding what's worth publishing and what's not. I built a system I'm about to show you while scaling my Instagram page past 90,000 followers in under 6 months. Not by thinking all day about what to post, not by chasing TikTok trends, but by ranking ideas based on probability. So, by the end of this video, you will understand how to generate a large pool of content options and, more importantly, how to filter those options down to the few ideas that are actually worth publishing. This isn't about posting more, it's about deciding better. I'm going to walk you through the exact framework I use. We will start with how ideas are collected, then how they are standardized, then how they are ranked, and finally how I decide what actually gets published. Once you see the full system, content stops feeling random. Here is the entire framework up front. First, I collect a large pool of raw ideas. Second, I convert those ideas into a standard format. Third, I ranked every idea using a probability pyramid. And fourth, I select the final ideas using a simple decision rule. I'll show you by the end of this video. And that's the whole system. Now let me break each part down. The first step is not brainstorming or writing ideas from your head. It's more about collection. I'm not trying to invent ideas. I'm collecting ideas that already exist in the market. For example, if I see multiple creators talking about how brands work with creators, that's not some noise, that's signal, a clear demand. At this stage, I'm collecting things like titles that keep repeating, formats that show up again and again, and angles that clearly attract attention. For now, I don't judge anything yet. I just collect candidates. Volume here matters, because volume improves judgment later. Raw ideas are dangerous, because your brain lies to you. So every idea gets converted into the same structure. And that's what I called an idea card. Every idea card answers 5 things. Who the idea is for, what outcome it promises, what mechanism explains the result, why I'm credible to talk about, and what makes it different from generic advice. For example, instead of saying Instagram growth tips, an idea card would say, if you are building a brand, this is how creator-led content turns Instagram into a lead engine using partnership instead of ads. If an idea can't fit cleanly into that format, it's not ready to be filmed. And this is where the system actually works. All ideas are not equal, so they shouldn't be treated equally. I ranked every idea inside what I call the content ideation pyramid, based on probability. At the top are high probability ideas. These are ideas that are already structurally proven to work. For example, if a video about how brands scale with creators performs far above average, then a deeper breakdown of creator acquisition is high probability. With the same audience, with the same problem, with the proven structure. And this is where consistency comes from, and not originality. The middle layer is medium probability ideas. Same audience, but a different entry point. For example, explaining the same system from the brand's perspective instead of the creators. This layer expands authority without gambling the channel. And at the bottom are low probability ideas. These are the most original ones and the least predictable. This is where most creators live by accident. I only publish ideas from this layer intentionally, when the downside doesn't even matter. Originality too early isn't bravery, it's bad risk management. And once ideas are ranked, selection becomes simple. I don't pick the idea I'm excited to talk about. I pick the idea with the best probability to effort ratio. I look at 3 things: the probability tier, business alignment, and speed to execute. When I say I generate over 100 ideas per day, I want to be very clear with you here. I don't publish 100 ideas a day or a week. I generate volume so I can make better decisions. Ideas are just inputs, and decisions are the output. Most creators fail at ideation for a simple one reason. They generate ideas without a ranking system, without a probability model. Everything feels equally important. And that's how content becomes random. Once content becomes predictable, everything else gets easier. Delegation, monetization, distribution. This is when content stops being an art project and starts becoming infrastructure, a system. In the next video, I'll break down how brands use this same way of thinking to scale with creators. And that's where this framework gets applied at a business level.